Alright guys, welcome back to Formula 1 news. So much reaction to the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort. Hamilton issuing an apology to his team after the outburst over radio based on their questionable strategic decisions at the end of the race, but certainly taken so many positives away Hamilton from this weekend. The Mercedes was at times the fastest car on track, and Ferrari, even with their occasional strategic miscalculations, just don't seem to have the pace anymore, even in just pure race pace compared to the Mercedes right now. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Verstappen, his advantage is mega. The championship is now, even if it wasn't already, done and dusted. Let's talk real quick about potential driver moves for next year because, well, Daniel Ricciardo was spotted before the race talking to Sergio Perez about effectively what he says is take the year off and come back in 2024. Now, look, if Daniel does take a year off after this season and comes back in a couple of years, will he actually get a seat, right? I think that's rather doubtful. Taking a year off now might be the end of his career, but does he really have a seat available? Haas might want to keep Mick Schumacher. Williams might have another driver in mind. Does Ricciardo want to go to Williams? Seems unlikely to me anyway. And but it seems like Alpine and both AlphaTauri now have their drivers locked in. We believe Gasly to Alpine is pretty much a done deal because Helmut Marko has apparently confirmed from the Red Bull side that Colton Herta is going to be their man for AlphaTauri, replacing Gasly, who's going to go to Alpine if they can get the exemption on the super license from the FIA, which I imagine should be possible. So effectively it has been confirmed that Herta will be an AlphaTauri driver if they can confirm the super license thing, whatever they've got to sort out, which basically also confirms Gasly to Alpine. So that's what we expect, and of course we don't really know where Ricciardo will end up, if anywhere, next season. So that's a quick update on that front, but certainly wanted to discuss Ferrari quickly because yes, their car this weekend, yes, in quality it was still pretty good, but in race pace, again, pretty tragic, right? A circuit that should be great for Ferrari. They were way behind the Mercedes, well, the only reason why Leclerc got a pole position was, obviously pretty lucky with the whole decisions Mercedes made at the end of the race in the safety cars. They would not have even been close if that hadn't been the case. Sainz obviously didn't get helped by the pit stop shenanigans. Ferrari always make at least one mistake on a weekend, but even if there were no mistakes, they just straight up didn't have the pace to compete today with the Mercedes. And that's the thing as it's described here. Ferrari, since the kind of technical directive has come through, just don't have the pace. Like the car continues to overheat. The tyres don't hold up as well. Certainly don't hold up as well as the Mercedes and the Red Bull also. So, I mean, yeah, apparently half a second of regression compared to the Red Bull, compared to where they were before. So, not looking good for Ferrari. Also, for Carlos Sainz, right, apparently at Monza, they will take a new power unit. That's going to be a penalty for him. They do reckon, though, this new power unit, this new hybrid engine, is going to be 2 kilograms lighter, which does, put them down maybe to the minimum weight. So, there is further advantages to be had. But, yes, obviously that confirms already that Sainz will be taking a penalty in Monza, which doesn't bode particularly well for their chances of stopping the Red Bulls that are, I'm sure, going to be absolutely rapid around, the home Grand Prix for Ferrari. Let's discuss more on the Mercedes side because, of course, we talked earlier today, could they have made a different decision? I do really feel it was the safety cars that screwed up their race, but the decision at the end to decide to bring Russell in for the soft tyres pretty much left Hamilton to die at the end of the race, right? There was no way he was going to hold off, certainly Verstappen and more than likely the other cars as well at the end of the race. So look, they reckon they took a risk and it didn't work out. Hamilton, though, I'm sure feels relatively hard done by, and I'm sure internally he's kind of seething because he still feels, I'm sure, that the victory was on the table today. By the time the race ended, though, his kind of tune had changed to some degree. He'd kind of accepted that, like, it is what it is. That's motorsport at the end of the day, and he came P4 and was giving a lot of credit, understandably, to his mechanics, his engineers, because Mercedes really delivered a car this weekend that not only could qualify near the front, but also could actually be there in the race, there or thereabouts with the Red Bull, was the fastest car on the hard tyre by a margin, I think, on whatever progress that they have made recently, plus maybe the TD slowing down Ferrari. Like, they are now the second quickest car, right? Not at every track, but certainly around here, they were the second quickest car behind them. Obviously Max is in a different league with that Red Bull right now, and the kind of chemistry that he seems to have with that car. But like, Mercedes have a very competitive car at a circuit that suits them. Now look, maybe other circuits coming up don't suit them so well, but there should be at least maybe 3-4 more circuits from now to the end of the year that suit the Mercedes rather well. We can discuss more on that too in a second, but Hamilton was kind of giving his reaction. Now, I'll share a few minutes from this because there was a couple of different interviews that I wanted to get some thoughts across. So my thoughts, some quotes from this were rather nice. He said, look, I want to apologise to my team for what I said, but I don't want to apologise for the passion, right? It felt like today for Hamilton that the win was on the cards. The team was really like kicking up into a new gear. The pit stops were looking good. They've done great work with the car. They were competing with the Red Bull on pure pace and smoking the Ferrari on pure pace today. So lots of positives to take away here from the Mercedes garage.
I feel feel okay now. But just up and down in emotions through that race, At the start, obviously, the little tangle with Carlos and the worry that I might not finish the race again, and then going through the race and getting on the one stop and really challenging, think we were going to fight for this win. I really, really thought we were going to be there fighting for this win. And then the safety car came out, completely screwed us. And then I'm sitting there, and I'm in the lead, but I know no matter how good or bad a restart I get, I won't be able to hold these guys up, keep them behind. And then to see it slip through my fingers, there was such an outburst of emotions. But so apologies to my team for that. But that's just also, I don't want to apologize in terms of my passion. That's just sometimes how it goes. But there are so many positives to take from today. So many positives in this weekend. We were finally there fighting the Red Bulls today, and that's a great, great feeling. So I want to take that forwards. Our pit stops were mega, like the best pit stops we had. And when we had those, I was like, geez, these guys are ready for this win. But we were just unfortunate, and we move onwards and upwards.
So it must feel like that first win of this year isn't far away now.
No, it definitely does, but it's like sometimes it's right there with you, and then sometimes it's miles away. So I don't know what to expect in the next races, but I hope that we have another track that suits our car like this one, and if so, we will be breathing down there next again. It was G'ing me up. I was thinking, okay, the guys are really, really on it today. We are all on it, and I really was hopeful that we're going to get a 1-2 together as a team, especially after we've had not a great year, an up and down year, and we've not had a win since Brazil. So it's finally like there within our grasp. But then, of course, the safety car really didn't help, and I was just on the edge of breaking point with emotions. And my apologies to the team, because I don't even remember what I said. It was like I just lost it for a second. And but I think they know that it's just so much passion, and I want to look at it as a glass half full. We came here struggling from last race. We were fighting against the Red Bulls today. We were quicker than most at many points. If without the safety car, I think we would have been challenging them for the win at the end on the one stop, which I don't think the others could do. So so many great things to take from it. The car was finally working. If this can be the same in the future races, we're going to be continuing to breathe down the necks, and we're going to get that win. And then yesterday, I was pole up until the last corner. I was 0.07 up on Max. They're quicker on us on the straight, so even if I got through the last corner quicker than them, most likely would have just pipped me by the line, but still, there's a huge positive to take from that. And then our race pace seems to be better, or as good as everyone's. So if we can just close that up. If we'd finished the lap yesterday, it would have been third or second, perhaps, and it would have been a much different position in that race. So I'm taking all these positives forwards. So grateful for the team and all their hard work, because it's been a tough slog for all of them. And let's just not give up.
And that's the thing, right? We talk about these radio messages a lot, but the driver's in the car, it's super hot in there. Hamilton's just realised that the race victory that was on the cars before the safety car has now gone away from him after everything as it panned out in the race. And then to figure out that he's not even going to be on the podium after Leclerc had the pace at the end was, I'm sure, incredibly frustrating. And as he says, he was kind of on the breaking point of emotions. He said what he said to the team, but at the end of the race, he's recognised, okay, I said what I said about the strategy or whatever, but regardless of the strategy, they probably would have been overhauled by Max regardless at the end of the race. As it turned out, the first safety car, the VSC, was really probably what put their race in a difficult spot today. And Hamilton realising there are still an awful lot of positives to take away from this weekend, saying, look, the pit stops were great, let's keep pushing, still got points. Of course, at least he finished the race this week compared to last time out. So what does this mean for the rest of the season? Of course, we know that in Spa, they were nowhere near, certainly in quali. Zandvoort, certainly a track that suits the Mercedes, and they set it up great from start to finish this weekend. And it's very plausible they could have had the win today if things went a different way with, as I say, the VNCs and such, with the whole Sonoda situation. Now, like, next time out in Monza, like, they're going to get eaten alive, honestly, on the straights, especially by the Red Bulls. It's tough to see past the Red Bulls for that. But, yeah, then we go to, you know, circuit like Singapore or Suzuka in Japan. Or, of course, well, Kota is kind of, has got some straights, but also could be decent for the Mercedes, depending on how they can hold it on the straight lines. Of course, there's also Brazil coming up. There's Mexico coming up. There's, of course, Abu Dhabi at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure I've gone through most of the races to go. So there's a few of those tracks like Singapore, Suzuka, maybe certain sections in Mexico, like that kind of suit the Mercedes, right? This track was just like Hungary, really, where it definitely seems to suit the Mercedes better. They're closer. They're confident, obviously, that they can still get a victory. Hamilton says the victory's certainly on the cards now, and he really felt it today like it was going to happen, but in the end, it wasn't quite to be. But this is probably the closest they've been on race pace all season long to the Red Bulls, and they're now quicker than the Ferraris. So, well, of course, if they qualified better, they wouldn't necessarily have to worry about that. Of course, the races to come, who really knows? But it seems plausible that at least at, 3-4 races to the end of the season, Mercedes will once again have a car capable of delivering a win. Whether anyone can stop Max Verstappen, of course, is another question. Max reckons that they probably did the right decision there, pitting Russell, because he reckons he would have got them anyway, which is maybe understandable. Maybe there was a world in which they held on, but Max, of course, I'm sure is going to be confident that he could have got the win regardless. And look, Max is a difficult man to stop right now with the chemistry he has. It is 2013 Vettel-esque with, him and the car, just such a hard package to stop. Like, they're just so difficult to beat right now, Red Bull and Max Verstappen, because the car is great and Verstappen is delivering the goods week in, week out. But you'd think at some race this season, things will either go wrong or, something will happen. Like, surely the luck, I'm sure Hamilton feels like his luck has to turn eventually with the way the season has gone so far. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, take care, and I'll see you next time.